welcome to the Honour Space and an edition of Raw out of 10. And of course, big episode of Raw today because it is the first Raw since Summerslam. So yeah, there's a lot going on. We have some big moments, including Chad Gable ending an IC title shot and LA Knight knocking out the Miz. New Day returned and some great matches on the red brand. So let's get things off. And we start things off with the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, after SummerSlam, and said he realised their match on Saturday. Brock Lesnar acknowledged him. Cody added he felt like he's on top of the world and he could beat anyone before Seth Rollins showed up. Seth joined Cody in the ring and said that if he really felt like he beat anyone, he should face Rollins. So the Judgment Day then came out and Finn Balor was not with them. Damian Priest said that they called the shots. Dom was able to call out Cody when Finn attacked Rollins from behind. A brawl broke out and Zayn came out to even numbers before the Judgment Day was driven out of the ring. Cody called the 6-man tag with Rollins and even the Judgment Day in the main event facing him. So yeah, potentially just an interesting direction for the World Heavyweight title. I don't know, it's still early days, we'll have to see where it goes. But anyway, Rollins wasn't happy and bigger with Cody before Sammy got things calmed down as Raw moved on. So yeah, interesting start to Raw, and I guess it will all play out later on. Before backstage, Adam offered Riddle, Chad Gable, Ciampa and Ricochet the 4-way match, and then Whittle will go to face on Ricochet for the IC title, and that's exactly what we got. They traded early rollouts before Ciampa and Ricochet were driven out of the ring. Ciampa came back and cleared the ring before Ricochet hit him with a shooting star press. Gable then lifted Riddle for a big slam before Ciampa tried for a pin that was broken up by Ricochet. We then got a Tower of Doom spot with Gable getting the best of it before locking in the ample lock on Ciampa. Riddle broke up the hole before sending Gable outside and hitting a big dive. Ricochet hit a dive of his own before Ciampa got a near fall off a powerbomb and breaker. After a big sequence of moves, Gable hit Ciampa with a chaos theory and picked up the win. And yeah, so pleased for Gable. This was such a talented field, really could have gone either way. But yeah, the match quality, look at the form involved, was great, and yeah, I think Gable really deserves this chance, so really happy with that result. Before backstage, Rollins was still not happy about his matchup and said that he didn't want to team with Cody. Sammy reminded that they all hated Judgment Day and that he wanted revenge for KO's injury. Before it's time for Bronson versus Nakamura, Reed was in control and took out Nakamura with a big punch to the head, and Nakamura got some kicks in before being tossed out of the ring. Back in the ring, Reed sent Nakamura into the turnbuckles, hit him with a splash. After a break, Nakamura came back with some big strikes, but was caught off a top rope dive with a seatbelt. Reed then got a near fall off a running powerbomb before missing a tsunami. Nakamura came back with a Kinshasa and picked up the win. And yeah, this gets a 6 out of 10 from me. This is a solid match. Obviously, didn't have a clue what was happening later. But yeah, kind of cut under the radar here, and obviously more stuff happening later involving Shin. But you know, this was solid enough. Decent match between these two. And yeah, two superstars that WWE have a decent amount in mind for. Next up on Raw, Ludwig Kaiser was talking trash with Alpha Academy backstage and got slapped by Maxine Dupree before Otis challenged him for a match, which was a pretty nice setup, I have to say, before Becky was out next and said she was finally happy to have a proper match with Trish without interference, and see from her sidekick and newcomer Zoe Stark. Stark came out and was not afraid of her and said she was no sidekick before Shayna walked out with a black eye. Baszler had a problem with Zoe, claiming she was the toughest and wanted to prove her wrong. Becky called for Adam Pearce to put the match, and he did so without any hesitation, which yeah, going to be a great match as and when we get it. For backstage, Balor and Priest were arguing about the result of the heavyweight title match, and Finn blamed his teammates to the loss. JD was there and showed up the Money in the Bank briefcase, causing a rift among the group, potentially teasing that again. I thought that gone off the radar, but clearly not. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see where that all goes. Before it's time for Shayna Baszler versus Zoe Stark, I just mentioned Baszler was in control early on, got some big strikes before Zoe caught her with a headlock. Shayna then got some strikes to the head before sending Stark over the ropes and to the outside. Back in the ring, Stark went for the injured arm, hit a missile dropkick before Shayna managed to avoid being stomped on her arm. Shayna then dodged a springboard move but was sent outside for a big dive. Back in the ring, Shayna managed to hit the male's baddest picking up the win. And yeah, this gets 7 out of 10 from me. Big win for Shayna. And yeah, Zoe Stark, a bit of a shame for her, but Shayna really continuing momentum, and hopefully it does continue. And yeah, I want to see her challenging for the women's title scene. Before Nakamura was about to be interviewed backstage when JD McDonagh turned up and attacked Sami Zayn for no apparent reason, potentially doing the Judgment Day's dirty work, who knows. Before it's time for Otis versus Ludwig Kaiser, and yeah, Kaiser had the upper hand here early on in the match, but was taunting Maxine, leading to Otis hitting a big overhead slam. Vinci came in with a stretcher and was hit with a vertical suplex before Gunther came in with a big boot on Otis, and Kaiser rolled him up for the win. Kaiser and Vinci attacked Otis after the match, but Gable came back and went for the save. And yeah, this gets a 6 out of 10 from me. Yeah, good stuff from Imperium, making them look really, really strong. And yeah, also setting up the Gable match, which yeah, I can't wait for. It's going to be a great match. For Seth and Cody were backstage and said that Sami Sammy was not cleared to compete tonight after attacking. Nakamura came in and said he would like Sammy's place, and Seth accepted the offer. Oh, Seth, what's the thing to see? The Miz was then out next and said that LA Knight disrespects him by winning the SummerSlam Battle Royal. Knight came out and wanted to shake the Miz's hand, but the A-lister refused. The Miz told Knight he was a flash in the pan and yelled about his own accomplishments. Knight said that Miz got a 20-year-old head start and still fell short. LA added that he was on his way up while the Miz was washed up. Knight won the match, but Miz said he was not on his level. After some encouragement from the crowd, Miz attacked Knight and tried for the skull crushing finale, but LA turned it into the Blue Force trauma, taking him out. And yeah, that worked really nicely. I don't know, the pop he got was huge. It's clear what we all want. Just do stuff with that man. Because, yeah, he's so great. But, yeah, on the whole, this was good stuff. But, yeah, still waiting for something proper really good to do LA Knight. Next up, it was time for the return of the New Day as they took on the Viking Raiders. The New Day were in control early on, and the destruction of Valhalla allowed Ivar to take control with a big tackle. Ivar then got a big splash onwards for a near fall before Kingston tagged in from the boon job on Ivar. Eric took Kofi out, but Kofi recovered and got the trouble in paradise before Woods came in and top rope elbow jive and got the win. And yeah, this gets 7 out of 10 from me. The New Day are back, and hopefully back for a long time now. But yeah, been waiting to say in so long. Bit of a shame for the Viking Raiders to lose like that, but still, yeah, just so pleased to have the New Day back, and yeah, hopefully they get a push again, because yeah, I just bloody love them. Before the commentary team let us know that Sonya Deville was out of action indefinitely, and yeah, best watch Sonya, those tag team titles just in case before the Judgment Day were making their entrance into their offense when Raquel Rodriguez attacked Rhea. Our officials and other superstars came out to stop the fight, and some of them got wiped out as well before Candice LeRae got involved and attacked Rhea as well. Rhea took one of her sneakers off and tossed it out of the way before we headed for a break, and then it was time for Cody Seth and Shinsuke versus the Judgment Day. But yeah, obviously that's the next feud for Rhea, and yeah, not against that, to be honest. That's going to be really good. Before there was some tension between Priest and Balor as the match began, and Dominic tagged himself in to stop the argument before Nakamura cleared the ring. Back after a break, Nakamura dodged himself heaven before Rollins came in with Falcon Arrow. Rollins was driven into barricade before Cody got some big moves, including a disaster kick on the apron. Balor then dodged Cody Caster before Cody got on the second try, but Dominic broke up the pin. Rhea then just ran distraction while Balor and Priest tried to hit their opponents with a Money in the Bank briefcase. Zayn showed up and sent Priest outside before they announced this, before Seth kicked the briefcase into Balor's face. Cody came in with a crossroads and picked up the win. After the match, Nakamura took out Rollins with a Kinshasa and walked off. Shocking end to the show. Did not see that coming, but yeah, it gets 7 out of 10 from me. I think, yeah, perfect thing to do. Don't want a Cody Rollins feud really, especially with no major shows coming up now for a while after SummerSlam. And yeah, also just with the whole Universal title stuff, still presuming Cody will come after that. So yeah, it all makes sense. And Nakamura hopefully gets an opportunity to really show what he can do. So yeah, I can't wait for that. I think this is a really inside choice, to be honest. I have to say, it gets 7 out of 10 from me. Overall, Raw this week gets 7 out of 10 from me. Yeah, I really enjoyed this episode of Raw, I do have to say. Yeah, from start to finish, really interesting storylines now. WWE, I think, definitely setting up and looking like a really strong product after SummerSlam. And I think the next few weeks of Monday Night Raw could be really, really interesting, especially with Nakamura now in the world title picture too. But anyway, guys, that's it really. Thanks so much for watching. Like, share, subscribe, daily wrestling news, and subscribe to the channel. It's going to be greatly appreciated. Thanks so much for watching. Peace.